sure they paid her millions to do it. And then, but you never come back here. And I was like, oh, look at this.
I've seen some of them, and they're very mesmerizing. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, Europe does some weird ones, too. I spent time over in Europe and shot commercials, and I lived in Germany for a while, and in Paris. And
you've been all over, though.
I've traveled a lot. I've been fortunate.
Is there a country you haven't been to that you would like to go to?
I would like to get over to, I would love to see, like, Vietnam and place like that over there, because I've heard Vietnam, the beaches are supposed to be like just ridiculous and amazing, and get over there one day. I spent obviously 7 years in New Zealand. I spent about 2 years in Australia shooting movies there.
Yeah.
And they're great, the beautiful countries. So I think the more you travel, the more you like to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I travel a lot. So
I agree with you.
I'm a Moorhead State alumni. Okay, so
Go Dragons, man.
So I'm just wondering if you had any good stories from Moorhead.
We both went to Moorhead State, University of Fargo Moorhead.
Not at the same time.
All I know is I said, why am I up here? It's even colder than Minneapolis. What was I thinking, No, I had a great time up there. There was one time, it was so cold, it was like 30 below, 40 below, zero. And it was a Saturday night. We'd always drink these little pony packs because we're cheap and get a little buzz going before we go out to the bar, so we don't spend as much money. And it was so cold out, I had my head down. We're running to the car. You're outside, you got your head down, and you just run. And we're running pretty fast, and I wasn't paying attention. And there was a parked car, and boom, right over my knees, right into the front. I face planted right into the hood. And all I thought was, that's just stupid.
I imagine you left a dent in the car.
Oh, man. It was, while you're in college, you do stupid things, So.
Did you ever go to, like, Ralph's Bar, or was that even there?
Mick's office was the big sports hangout. If you were a female and showed up at Mick's office, you weren't there to not be bothered. So, the Trader and Trapper was a big hangout. The TNT, that's gone. Well, Minnesota's just crazy with it. They're turning into California with the tax and everything. So I spoke at my alma mater a couple of years ago, and you go right across the Red River into Fargo, and Fargo's just exploding in growth, buildings going up and stuff. And then half the stuff that I used to hang out with in Moorhead were all closed down and gone. And I said, this isn't good. Well, they just said, screw it, we'll go to North Dakota. Oh, you can yell, we'll figure it out. Go for it.
Go ahead.
Do you enjoy your career?
I do enjoy my career. I've been very lucky. Hercules was supposed to just be 5 2-hour movies originally. And but I knew by the third movie it was going to be a series. Because we had a really good chemistry. Michael Hurst and I played Aeolus. And there was something happened in a scene, and the crew just started cracking up, and we started cracking up, and I said to Michael, just on the side, I said, I bet you they make this a series. We're going to hear they're going to make this a series. And I talked to my manager about a week later and told her that. And she thought, oh, who told you that? I said, no one. I said, Beverly, I just think it's going to be a series. A couple weeks later, they said, after the 5th movie, you're just going to stay here. We're going to go right into a series. So it's pretty cool. So thank you for the fans of that, because that really started the career going. That was, without that, I wouldn't have gotten Andromeda. And I just finished my 59th movie. I'm about to start my 60th. I leave in a week for I leave for Florida. It'll be a little warmer. And I'll be shooting down there up until Christmas time. I made them squeeze all my stuff together in about 2.5 weeks. But
for you, gotta go to Florida.
Gotta go to Florida. We shot a movie. I shot a movie called Soul Surfer with it's a Bethany Hamilton story about the girl who lost her arm, the tiger shark attack. And I was with Helen Hudson and Dennis Quaid. And Dennis and I had 4 days off a week, and I was very good friends with the dearly departed Arnold Palmer. And he's got a course up there in the North Shore of Oahu where we were staying in Turtle Bay. And he set up golf for us every day, so Dennis and I are playing golf. So we're 2 months there, and I'm going, dude, we're really kind of getting paid to play golf right now. So it was just ridiculous. Yeah, it was a good gig if you can get it.
Hello again. Obviously Michael Hurst, you did a lot with him, but as far as Hercules goes, who would you think you had like the best chemistry with as far as another actor or actress?
Probably equally Bruce Campbell and Kevin Smith. Our personalities. Michael's a very funny guy, but Michael's just way too academic for us. I think he got 7 degrees while on the set. Like he got a degree in Latin. I said, why? It's dead. It's useless. but he's just that way. He's a very bright guy. And I think I mentioned to some people here already that Kevin Smith and Bruce and I would go golfing on weekends. And that should have been the first reality show, Golfing with Hercules. Because those two guys, it was so insane. And so, because I'm a good golfer, I'm a single-digit handicap. They're like, they suck. Okay? But they love the game, and we have so much fun with it. I mean, Kevin would break clubs and start doing push-ups on the fairway because he's pissed off and stuff. But just the jokes going back and forth, I mean, it was so much fun. And of course, Kevin passed away 2 years after Hercules finished in an accident on a set in Shanghai. And then, yeah. I've been down there a few times for autograph shows through the years since the series finished, and I always bring a couple beers, the beers we used to drink. He introduced me to Max Gold. If you like beer, go online, order Max Gold from New Zealand. It's a wonderful beer. And I would leave one on his grave, one with me, just drink it and talk to him and stuff, because he's still a dear friend. And he left 3 boys behind. And his oldest was 10 at the time. And that son is now 26, and he's about 6'6". And a big rugby player down there. He's a beast. So, but Kev's a good man. I miss him.
He was a big guy too.
He was big. He got really embarrassed in the first episode he's in with me because he wasn't working out. And he said, then he became just a workout fiend after that. Because like Kiwis and Canadians, they love their beer. It's a Commonwealth thing, I think. So it's like, they pound over there. They go and they party. I just sit there and go, dude, you guys, I don't need to keep up with you. Hey.
Hello. So I grew up watching Hercules and Xena during the summers and absolutely loved all the action fighting scenes that you guys had. So I'm just wondering, with all the different stunts and fight scenes that you had to do, what do you feel is the most ridiculous thing that they had you do? Like, what was the funniest thing that you're just like, why are you making me do this?
But that's what made the show funny.
I know, that's why it was so great.
And I kind of added in a lot of that. With Peter Bell was our stunt choreographer, and I probably did 95% of my own stunts because my ego said that I could, and I loved it. Coming from a jock background, you get competitive with it. So we would pretty much the routine was 3 fights per episode. And what we would do, so that would be 3 days out of those 8 to 10 days, whatever that episode needed. We were 8, 9, or 10 days per episode. And the days we weren't doing fight scenes, stunt guys would be on the set.
Yeah.
So I would block a scene, and they would go light it, and then for a half an hour, 45 minutes, I'd be over the stunt guys working through the dance of the choreography of a fight scene. And there are scenes, there's scenes in there where it's just me fighting 12 guys. You know what I mean? I've got to memorize like 36 moves, and they each got to memorize 3. And so, God, there were times you sit there and they go, okay, and they do the clapboard, and they go, we got speed, and I know he's about to say action, the director, I'm going, oh shit, what am I supposed to do first? And then they go in action, but once you go, and then all of a sudden you get into it, because you get nervous before, because you want to do well and stuff, and there was one scene that, every episode I directed, I put in that Hercules created a sport. So I would write a scene that I would put it in there. So there was one where I'm fighting 12 guys, and I take out 8 of them. We found this crater of this volcano, which is beautiful. And so I take out, there's 8 guys laying on the ground, moaning and groaning, they're all wiped out, they're hanging from trees, wherever I threw them. And so there's 4 guys, they're taken off, they're gone. And they're like 1,000 meters ahead of me. And I start to run, and I go, stop. And I go, oh, damn. I got a sword in my hand, right? So I put it down, I go like this, and I look down, and I see a rock that kind of looks like a golf ball. Then I see another rock, I pick it up, there's another rock that kind of looks like a T. So I put it on there, take this big slow motion swing, boom, hit the golf, goes 1,000 meters, hits them all, 4 guys, boom, 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 boom. And they go down, I go, 4. And then as I walk off, they kept the camera stationary. As I walk up, I look at the sword and I go, I had a feeling this thing would slice. And there's another one, actually, that my first time I directed, where it looks like there was a shipwreck, and we do this gratuitous, slowly up my legs, kind of a naked shot. It looks like I just barely made the shore and passed out. But then we play Beach Boy music, and I turn around and there's Michael Hurst out there surfing on a broken piece of wood from a ship. And we had a stunt guy do his headstands on, and I'm watching him, and he gets in, did you see that? Oh my God, did you see that? I go, you're riding a piece of wood on a wave, like that's going to become popular. And he goes, yeah, I guess you're right. But that's what made the show fun, which is stuff like that. Just because we ad-libbed a lot. They let us ad-lib a lot because the writers were in LA. We were down there. When we first started ad-libbing on the movies, it used to just piss them off. Why are they changing the dialogue, you know? But then the studio, like our exec producers, Tapper and Sam Raymer, going, yeah, but it's funny. So they tried to write our way because they, I think Sorbo would say this, and you know. But that's what, like I said, I think that endeared it to people. It was almost like Gilligan's Island without breaking the fourth wall, you know. But it was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
I was always wondering, lots of kids idolized you. They thought you were the best thing in the world. Were you ever nervous? To be fair, yeah. It wasn't Hercules, no boy would make it. Yeah. I was always wondering, were you ever nervous about the pedestal that you got put on?
You know, at its peak, we're getting a couple thousand letters coming in constantly every week. I mean, it's crazy. And we passed Baywatch by season 4 as the most watched TV show in the world. Well, we had a lot of cleavage too, so I call it Baywatch BC. But it was amazing the letters that came in from people saying, you know, I didn't have a father, you were my role model. I had a guy say it to me yesterday here. It was very touching. He came up to me, I could tell he was very emotional about it. He was in his 30s now, but he was like 10, 12 years old when the show was on. And I was the recipient of 4 people that came on this set over the years that were Make-A-Wish people. And 3 of them died. And it was hard for me to keep it together and meet these kids. Because I didn't feel worthy. It's like, of everything you have, I'm the one you want to meet. I mean, honestly, it's very humbling. And the best you can do is just try to make them have such a great time and leave them something with whatever memory you can leave them with. But it was pretty amazing to have that happen. I had 2 of them come up on Andromeda setup as well up in Canada. So, yeah, I think there comes... Walt Disney said years ago, movies and television can shape culture, and I think politics is downstream of culture, and who runs culture? Hollywood. So for good or bad, and there's a lot of bad out there right now too going on, I think, you know, I've been trying to do more movies that I think are a little more family friendly. I've shot 59 movies, there's probably a dozen I wish I didn't do. But I always remember an interview with Sir Michael Landon years ago, when Sir Michael Cain. I'm thinking Michael Landon because the guy that I just did a movie with used to be the showrunner on Highway to Heaven. But it was Michael Cain, and the guy said, why would you do Jaws 4, or whatever he was in? He goes, you're nominated, Academy Award nominated, why would you do that? Did you even see the movie, sir? And he said, no, but I saw the house that built me in Spain. So, you know, we all got mortgages, you know? So, I mean, I don't go into some of these movies thinking it's going to be a bad movie. I mean, I do movies, I got buddies in the business, and they need me for 5 scenes, and I like it. Like, oh, it looks fun, I'll do it. Then you go, I don't know, this is some weird psycho movie. Maybe I should have paid more attention. But, you know, I mean, most of the time I take roles that I want to take, and that's what I kind of look for.
Thank you for your time.
So, piggybacking on that, Hercules was a classic, iconic figure for me when I was growing up. Kind of similar situation, no real father figure, really sketchy waters, and I always looked to that for strength and hope and wisdom. But I wanted to know on your side, personally, what was the point at which you knew that you had made it, essentially, that you had something real, a career, I mean, in entertainment?
When it was between seasons 2 and 3 of Hercules. I come season 1 and the 5 2-hour movies as well. So we just finished the first season of 1-hour episodes. And I came back home to spend Christmas with my mom and dad in Minneapolis. And my mom and I went Christmas shopping. And we walked into Target, and there was an entire wall of Hercules stuff. And it was so surreal. You know, my mom, she looks at me, I'm looking at her, like, this is weird, you know? But, yeah, I mean, I think it was even before that, I remember going to the airport in Auckland in New Zealand to fly back, and people staring at me and coming up and asking for photos or whatever at the airport. And it just, you kind of hits, because the first year, you're just down there shooting. It's not out yet, the 5 2-hour movies aren't out yet, people don't know. I would go golfing on the weekends, and actually the first 2 years, they worked me 6 days a week. They were killing me. It was nuts. The only bonus about that, New Zealand is basically a day ahead of us. So it's Sunday there right now. So on my Sundays off, I would still go out golfing so I get my 1 round in a week. And then I come back.